I do not really like the ultra realistic look. I used to back in my Sims 3 days and the beginning of the lifespan of the Sims 4. I was really into the more realistic it looks, the better. I was completely for that.
Okay. Well, hello? Welcome to my channel.
I know y'all hear that little beat in the back. Wait a minute.
Don't ask me to be smart on here. I'm playing video games. Leave me alone. Let me play my video games.
You need to leave me alone. Oh my gosh. They're attacking me. I feel attacked. No. Okay.
Oh my, what's the point of the game? She has nothing left to live for. Oh my, are you serious?
Okay, imagine this. It's 2023 and out of nowhere you start hearing talk about a brand new life simulation game that has plans to come out later that year. So many promises are being made and it's way too ambitious and you wonder if it's even real. Well, guess what? It is real because we live in a perfect world and I have managed to make the perfect life simulation game in the span of 6 months. Okay, let's get back to reality. This video is basically me pitching my idea of what the perfect life simulation game would be. This is my dream, my vision of what the perfect game will be. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to accomplish this in the future, but for now, just allow me to dream. Allow me to just think of the impossible for a second. I've been bashing on The Sims. I've been talking about Paralives. You know what? Why not have a little fun with this? I work in an office job and I make videos in my free time. So if this were ever to be possible, we got a long way to go to get to that point. But can we have a little fun in the meantime? Okay, and I just want to say before I start, I am not a game developer. I know nothing about what goes into making a game. I can't code. I can't animate. I'm not a business, a marketer, none of that. I know nothing besides what the average Sim player knows. That is it. So I ask you to take this with a pound of salt. I just have a lot of passion with way too much imagination. Before I lose your attention, which only got a couple minutes to keep you hooked, I decided to put this in a couple of categories to give you a general idea of what this game should look like. This is my sales pitch to you to see if anyone will even buy this game or just be interested. Is it worth it? So here are the categories. First, we have art style. Of course, it's important to know what the game is going to look like. That's most important. Second, focus of gameplay. Keyword gameplay. Third, how are we going to promote this game? What are the promotions going to look like leading up to the release and then after the release of the game? Because, you know, we got to keep people interested. We can't just put out a game and then go dead silent. That's not how the world works. Fourth, who is the target audience? Who am I making this game for? If I had the power and all the money in the world to make the perfect life simulation game, who am I making it for? And who's going to be playing this game? Last but not least, I'm just going to list off some things that will be in the base game because we can. Because in this perfect world, I have all the money in the world, or I'm just rich, okay? I'm rich and I use my money to make a game. I pay people to do what I want. Also, here's the catch. After you watch this whole video, it is now up to you to decide how much this game is going to cost. Biased or unbiased opinions are completely welcome. I want the honest truth. What do you think this game should cost in your opinion? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the first category, art style. We got to know what the game looks like, right? Okay, so basically I would want this game to look like a completely good mix between The Sims 4, Paralives, and The Sims 2. Now, the reason I say that is because one, I do not really like the ultra realistic look. I used to back in my Sims 3 days and the beginning of the lifespan of The Sims 4. I was really into the more realistic it looks, the better. I was completely for that. However, I have seen games like Second Life, IMVU, sometimes a little bit of The Sims 3 can kind of catch me off guard. How do I say this? It looks a little unpolished no matter how good the graphics are. It's just something about it. Like the game could look amazing. Even things like House Flipper. That game, I feel like it's not ultra realistic, but it's more on the realism side. It's something that's just uncanny and it doesn't feel clean. I hope you get me. The best way I can describe my vision is an indie soft clay aesthetic with a realistic theme. And I mention that because that's how The Sims 2 comes into play. If you notice The Sims 2, I'm not speaking of how the graphics look. I'm speaking of the way the objects were designed. The objects were designed in a way that look like you can find these things in your house, in your neighbor's house. It's very realistic, but it's also stylized. So you will see clutter items like a hairbrush, makeup, candles, things that look realistic but are stylized. So when you take a look at The Sims 4, things are very, you wouldn't really find a lot of objects in The Sims 4 that look like that in real life. It's very dollhouse vibes, if you get me. I still want the game to look aesthetically pleasing, but the theme is realistic. You get me? Yeah, you get me. Like I said, an indie soft clay aesthetic with a realistic theme. Hopefully I described that the best way I can. So you get the vision, you see it, you can see it already. Beautiful, ain't it? Okay, now let's talk about the focus of gameplay, and there is a reason why I categorize this as focus of gameplay. I personally believe that a life sim should always be gameplay centered because life is the point of the game. So how your character's life happens should be the most fleshed out part of your game. I don't want to talk about that too much because I've talked about it so much on the channel. Please go watch this video here and here to see what exactly I mean by that. But basically, the way this game is going to happen is most of your interactions and activities are going to be centered around storytelling. Whether you're playing a family of multi-generations or a single bachelor who's just trying to have fun and live their life. Simple things like just going out to the town, joining a career, leveling up in your career. People you meet will have consequences, positive or negative, will always have consequences. And everything you do will be able to show itself in the game with memories, accomplishments, and the type of relationships you have. What I want to see happen in this game is the player can simply play their game, have the story flesh out, have things happen, make it make sense, and then also be able to look through my game and be able to tell, your character went through this, your character went through that, oh, this is happening, wow, I love this story. Basically, this is going to be a story-based game. Now, I'm not specifically talking about a story mode. It's still going to be a sandbox game. That's what I want most. I want the player to have player choice, but things are going to happen that pertain to storytelling. You're going to have a reason to join a career, and things are going to happen within that career that allow you to flesh out your story. If you play your Sims, they're not going to be called Sims, I know that. I don't know what they're going to be called. This is just a rough draft, honey. I haven't thought that far. I don't know how to say this without explaining it. I hope you understand, but basically the focus of this game will be the storylines. Okay, yeah, you get me. So let's move on because I'm gonna keep rambling about the same thing. I don't know how to elaborate more, but I feel like a couple of y'all get it, and that's enough in my book. Hey, you liked this video, didn't you? Okay, why don't you go ahead and click the like button and then watch this video. Or you can watch this video. You know, same vibe, get your life. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Bye!